welcome to the Blue Tardis podcast, Series 2. Finally, it has been such a long time since I recorded one of these. However, I am here with a brand new host today. Say hello to Joel.
Hello there, people.
Oh dear, you're into the Dragon's Den now, aren't you?
Dragon's Den?
Oh
yes. Boy, this is the best den, my boy.
Good boy, good boy. So today we shall be watching The Christmas Invasion, the one episode I didn't do in Series 1. However, things had to happen. So, without further ado, let's start the episode. If you would like to watch along with us, please press play right now. So then, what is your thoughts on The Christmas Invasion?
Well, I think it's a good beginning to one of my favourite Doctors.
Your favourite Doctor is David Tennant, is it?
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
This guy doesn't like him.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of David Tennant's Doctor, but it is a decent Doctor at the end of the day. I can't deny that. Like, it is nice to actually have a regeneration so early on in the revived era of Doctor Who.
Even though it's kind of sad for what happened to Eccleston, really, because he had I was starting to like him, mate. You know?
You were only starting to like it, then he died. I'll tell you what, it makes you feel all festive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's about Jesus Christ and the resurrection of birth.
And of course, the best tradition of Christmas, watching a Doctor Who episode. It's amazing.
I know.
However, right, funny enough, this isn't the first Christmas special that we ever got in Doctor Who.
No, really?
Very true. We had a few in the classic era. However, I don't know them off by heart. So yeah, I don't know whose decision it was, by the way, to have the 10th Doctor sleep throughout almost the entirety of the episode. And I don't know. Right? However, bearing in mind, this was like the first year I was watching Doctor Who, of course.
There's the beautiful boy! Right?
There is everyone's favourite Doctor, apart from mine.
Get ready to hate on him, people!
I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't complain, because he is a very sexy motherfucker. However, I do think he is quite overrated as the Doctor. He was just the Doctor when the show was at its peak of popularity.
Plus also people were riding the high of Eccleston anyway, so people obviously have to get used to this new guy.
Yeah, I guarantee if it was a female Doctor here, no one would have batted an eyelid. Right? No one would have. And in fact, Series 2, I actually have a lot of problems with. However, this is the Christmas special for Series 1. So, what we're going to do for this episode is give our final thoughts on Series 1, as well as all the others. So, Series 1. I think it's absolutely a fantastic series. There's hardly anything wrong with Series 1.
A great way to come back. Because if you don't know this, people, I'm a person who hasn't watched any of the classic era. Yeah, I know, right? What? So basically, this modern era of Doctor Who was my introduction to the series. So I'm literally going through a unique perspective here.
Good. It's great to have a few perspectives in an episode. And I do like this, how Jackie just doesn't know that he's really an alien. Right? I do like that because it was never said that, it sort of was, but not really. It's good.
And can I just say,
go on.
In a few moments here, do you think Jackie is kind of, I don't know, crushing on the Doctor?
Oh, of course.
I mean, come on, people. What do you think? What do you think was going through Eccleston's mind? And he rightly said, "Well, I'm not interested. I might take interest in your daughter instead."
Oh my god. Okay, so the Doctor obviously had a really bad curry, is now stinking up the entire galaxy. So, because he had that bad curry and regenerated, he attracted what's known as rock people. In other words, the Sycorax. I love the
yeah.
Sycorax. I absolutely love the Sycorax. I want them to return.
Yeah, because the Sister Acts, they were kind of interesting, and they were like, obviously we'll see this later, listeners, they're kind of like, use like blood-like utensils and stuff. And weirdly enough, I kind of like this merge of like witchcraft and like technological.
They're very Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian, exactly.
They're very, very Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Right. However, this episode, right, going back to this episode, I do think that this episode is an absolute banger of an episode. Like, you could watch this at any time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's not just a Christmas special. This is an episode where you could watch it any time of the year, which is what a Christmas special should be. Yeah, it's based at Christmas, but who cares? It's a great episode.
Well, for me, I usually watch my Christmas specials at, well, Christmas, no duh. But I will say, with certain Christmas episodes, this is the one I kind of watch when, I don't know, when I was young, I just wanted to watch something that was kind of fun. And
exactly.
maybe I want to see an interesting tree that we'll see later on.
Oh, I forgot about that. I genuinely forgot about that fucking
But I will say, it's interesting how they take on this episode where we don't really get to learn about what this Doctor is like for kind of half of this episode.
No, we don't. We don't know what the Doctor's like at all. He is asleep throughout the entire episode. I have no idea who thought that was a good idea. That effect was horrible.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bold decision. I wasn't quite right if it was the right decision. But I guess the way how he regenerated, absorbing all the time madness from the TARDIS.
Time magic.
Time magic, yes. But, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm coming into this blind from Classic Era, but I do know stuff from Classic Era. And we have seen, like, the Doctor, like, absorb something that's extremely powerful, and he kind of grows weakened from a strong regeneration.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you eat something and you just feel upset the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that, but that's why I said it.
Is it because you're feeling currently unwell?
Yeah, well, not go into that, people, okay?
Oh, dear.
You made me rush, by the way.
I didn't make you rush.
But anyway,
oh,
I'm going to be introduced to one of my favourite, we just put an ear pod out, to one of my favourite types of Christmas enemies, which I will say, they do get more, I would say, joyful when we see him again later.
You see, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think that how they are currently in this episode is phenomenal.
Oh,
right?
yeah, because they look...
I love these. Because they obviously look so robotic and yet so cool.
Oh, yeah, because they're meant to be like, that's not real. That's not... I mean, look at this one. He literally just got knocked by a tree and then... a boss.
Dead. He's dead. Joe, he's dead. Oh, he's already dead.
He's still believing Santa, people. I'm sorry.
Santa's dead. Santa's a robot.
Hey, spoilers, mate. We're not there yet.
Yeah, too bad that is in a few episodes' time.
But
watch
don't
it on
worry.
this channel. It'd be great.
Yeah. But don't worry. Like I said, there's some great aspects to this special that obviously we'll see later on.
I love this. Of course Jackie's gossiping. Of course she is, because why wouldn't you?
But I will say though, David Tennant is very comfortable there.
By the way, I do like how in this episode, every time Jackie's around, she gives him a nice cup of tea, and then he starts to regenerate again. That is really good.
Oh yeah,
really
cup
good.
of tea really helps, mate.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's
I love a
great.
good cup of tea.
I mean...
Can't go wrong with it.
Oh yeah, lovely, mate.
Can't go wrong with a nice cup of tea.
Plus also, I'm more kind of interested if
Joe, I'm sorry. Best scene in the entire episode. I'm sorry. Maybe all of Doctor Who has seen the killer Christmas tree.
Oh, people.
The music in this scene as well is so jolly and yet so sinister. It's great.
People, I will say, when they introduced this tree, I said to my dad, "Can I get one of these? Can I ask one of these?" Because I'm a big fan of Beyblade.
Beyblade, my god, that's a flashback.
Yeah, I know. I'm old-fashioned, am I right?
I prefer Yu-Gi-Oh!
And also, people, fun fact.
Oh, the music is brilliant.
Fun fact, there's a horror movie out there about a killer Christmas tree.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Something called a Killer Christmas Tree, but I forgot the title, but just type it in, people, and you'll find it. It certainly surprised me.
No, I'll tell you what, best scene in the entire episode this is, easily. And Jackie's got the best line ever in an episode.
It's definitely the episode that I remember from the line I remember from this episode.
Yeah. To be fair, this is what Christmas special should be.
What?
Like a very small... Oh. Yes! We love that line! Everyone quotes that line.
And you know
Everyone.
what? You know what?
And of course the Doctor's awake now, because of course he is.
You know why?
Hold on now.
Uh-oh.
I love this moment here. Right? He already knows literally everything.
Because he's a smart being, mate.
He's a smart motherfucker with 100 IQ.
And guess what? Guess what? The Santas are peeping on them. They're saying, "What's we going to do with that little stick there?"
I
think we should back the heck away.
He's a peeping Tom. Nah, I'll tell you what. Okay. Decent episode so far, isn't it? It's good mystery. You know, you got real danger. The Doctor can't really be in it all that much. He's still in the process of regenerating. Right? However, the Doctor just already knows. He's brilliant in this.
Yeah.
Fun fact though.
What?
Right? So this episode, because of how BBC like to do things, right? But because of all this, and because of how successful Series 1 was,
Yeah.
from the first episode, they already wanted Series 2.
Yeah.
Now, Christopher Eccleston was meant to be the Doctor in this episode.
Oh, okay. And obviously
and it had to be rewritten.
Yeah, because of obviously what happened with him in the BBC.
Exactly. And I love this. Of course Jackie wouldn't stop talking. Oh, I love it. I do like Jackie. Jackie is honestly the only thing.
To be fair, I'm more curious
about
about this moment. Like, why has he got that in his evening gown? Why?
It's Howard's.
Yeah, why has he got that in there?
He gets hungry. Hungry in his sleep.
I mean, Jackie literally gave him a cup of tea, mate.
This is brilliant. It is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. Something's coming. Right, so, anyway, apart from that, we just got everything brilliant with this episode already. We haven't got a single thing wrong with it. Not really at all.
But I will say, people, when we had our first little taste of what this Doctor is like, it took a while for me to get used to him, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it did take me a bit of time to get used to him.
Only because, yes, like what Sam said here, we only have a kind of little short time with this Doctor here.
Well, not only that, but in his first 2 episodes as the Doctor, in this one, he's asleep throughout most of it. For about 40 minutes of the episode, he's just asleep. And then the very next episode,
understandably asleep.
New Earth, he gets possessed by Cassandra, so he's not even himself. We don't get to know his Doctor until Tooth and Claw. 3 episodes into his tenure.
Yeah, and also...
Which is bad.
And also, we don't actually... Actually, I'll kind of just... agree, because we in the on the new Earth, obviously the next episode after this one, I will say we kind of get a glimpse to this Doctor's psyche, obviously more so in the next episode because of obviously he's the main centric, but the only thing that kind of makes me disappointed in that episode is with not having the dynamic between David Tennant and Billy Piper's character, because Billy Piper essentially is like a different character in this one because of Cassandra.
Yeah.
But I will say,
our Lord and Saviours, the Sycorax. I love it so much. I love the Sycorax. I do want them to return. In all honesty, I really want them to return in series 14.
Not as a cameo, but as an actual thing. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he teams up with those witches that we'll see much later, but...
What, the carrying nuts?
Yeah, only because they're kind of similar because of, like, they have, like, some kind of, like, witch-like magic mixed with their blood-like magic, or technology or whatever. But,
Sorry, John, sorry. I remember, first time watching this, right, and I distinctly remember this. When this bit of music came on, I was like, oh yeah, we're going to see the Slovene again. I was like, no.
The Slovene?
No. The Slovene, yeah.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, the Slovene again. Well, this was the music that was playing throughout the entire episode. And, well, you know, a little 10-year-old me wouldn't have known any better. You know, I didn't know that there was any Sycorax in this episode. I didn't even know their name at that point. Obviously, I didn't know who this new Doctor was. Peace. I still thought the new Doctor was honestly Captain Jack.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about that fabulous man later. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Captain Jack. However, let's go back to what we were talking about at the very beginning of the podcast about Series 1.
Series 1, go
This
ahead.
is going to be sort of like a celebration, Series 1, this episode. And it is. Like, this episode is basically a celebration of it.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of Rose? The character, not the episode, just the character.
The character herself, well, she definitely has a lot of makeup. She's obviously played by an actress I was more famous for, obviously her famous song. But outside of the actress...
I didn't know.
Well, you not know that?
No, I generally didn't.
but now, back to the character. I will say, she seemed... I thought in their first roundup, she seemed like the classic, like, damsel, you know? Like, she's obviously wants excitement in her life, and obviously her boyfriend, Mickey, clearly isn't giving her anything at all.
Mm.
But obviously we see Mickey's character development as we go through the show, and obviously we see how much development Rose will get.
Yeah.
But as of right now, in season 1, I think she's okay. Like, she's a good companion, good way for the audience to connect with her, because obviously she's a human, and obviously she's like, who's this Doctor, and what is he about?
We love the language of gibberish, don't we? We love the language of gibberish with the Sycorax.
Yeah.
Now, in all fairness, with Rose, I think everyone knows this already. Definitely if you've listened to Series 1 on the podcast. But I can't fucking stand Rose. She is the worst companion in the modern era, especially in the RTD era.
Oh,
Easily.
I would not say that, mate.
Clara is worse. Right?
I was about to say, Clara. Why?
Clara's worse. And also, maybe Amy as well.
Oh.
Definitely Yaz as well. She is awful.
Well, Yaz is just it's just a fanboy of the Doctor, really.
Not even that.
Right? I mean, yeah, she has a crush on the Doctor, yeah, but obviously, I'm obviously more curious to see my boy David Tennant back, even though I would rather have another Doctor like that new guy that was supposed to come in, but I think it's purposeful.
What, Shizugatwa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot his name, people. I I'm not good at remembering. But I will say, I think it's a smart decision to kind of bring it back to its roots, because it's a short little feeling of the most recent season. I thought it was disappointing. Like, with the Timeless Child, like, the idea of the Doctor being the person that actually made the race, because I personally like the Doctor being a Time Lord that kind of rebelled against his own kind, and because it only just makes him more like a normal person of his Time Lord race, rather than like, he's the person that made us.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather like that kind of Doctor, not him being the actual person making the Time Lords in the first place.
Understandable.
But there are fans of this theory, and I get it too, but as soon as you told me that time was like a being, it kind of lost me. I'm not gonna lie.
So I don't mind time being a being, and I really don't. I really do not mind that, because in this universe, who knows, right? However, that is way into the future. Way into the future.
Yeah. To be fair, the TARDIS itself kind of becomes a being.
Well, it is. It is a living thing, the TARDIS. The TARDIS is a living thing.
Well, yeah, but in terms of...
It's alive, the TARDIS.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'd rather have the TARDIS being alive, because it makes itself... Because it feels like it's something that's unexplainable to us.
Hold on, Joe. I love this. Right? I love this revelation. So, obviously, without the Doctor, they can't really translate it. So they have to rely on other things. I do like how... these are the people that the Doctor has inspired to do this, especially Harriet Jones.
Yeah.
Harriet Jones was inspired by the Doctor in order to do it. However, with this episode, I do have a couple problems.
Okay.
So, the first one is the Doctor himself. Right?
Go on.
So, thematically, it makes sense. But in context of just this episode alone, it doesn't.
Uh-huh.
So, obviously, in... I love how the outline tree is still there. Sorry, I love it.
Go on, back to the Doctor, mate.
There, right? However, so, with the Doctor fresh from regeneration from the passing of the ways, right, the audience wouldn't really know, except the older fans, who the older fans I do feel sorry for in this episode. But for fans sort of like me who jumped on the 2005 era, same as you,
yeah,
right? You know, that revelation at the end of Passing of the Ways with his regeneration, it sort of fucked up RTD here, because he created the whole thing where the Doctor needed to rest for a lot of time. Right? Yeah, it was in the classics here, the classics as well, especially with Sylvester McCoy. Right? You know, his first line, nah, that was a nice nap. Right, back to it. Love it. Love that line.
I haven't watched all of the classic Who, so I'm only just...
Great episode, that is Simon and Barney.
Yeah.
It's great. However, can I just say?
Go on.
Apart from what I am going to say, which I am going to get back to, this is brilliant. I love this. The whole mystery of it is brilliant.
Yeah, like these aliens are taking people and they're hypnotising them, and also, like Sam said, these Harriet Jones and the gang don't know.
Harriet Jones and the gang. Harriet Jones and the gang.
No,
I love it.
I wouldn't say they're bad. I mean, it's
no, band.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Musical band, brilliant.
Yeah. So Harriet Jones, they don't know what these guys want, but obviously they obviously are not afraid to sacrifice lives here. So I would say it's pretty creative of the writers to be like, okay, now that the Doctor's like passed out and the TARDIS is basically not translating translating the alien language, I think it's good to have a bit of a different perspective on the humans trying to figure out this situation whilst the Doctor is literally just chilling.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? So it just proves that us as a species are fucked without the Doctor, right? Because we can't do anything. We generally can't do anything. Apart from us having the Doctor, we can't do fuck all. Right? We got unit soldiers. By the way, their first real appearance in New Who.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Right? However, I do love how in this episode you've got people just ready to jump wherever. And by the way, this episode was way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
Right? That was way ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
And they will jump. Who's they? All of them. They're all thems. Swear to God, but no. It's nice how it focuses across all the world, not just London for once.
Yeah, because it shows that it's not just the great UK's in danger again.
The great UK.
I know, I'm terrible.
I love it. The great UK.
But no, it's good that it shows that everyone is being affected around the world.
Yeah.
And...
No, surrender or them will die.
Sam's just trying to make it all safe, everyone. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm taking the piss. That's all I'm doing. I'm just taking the piss. But I got shouted at the other day for it, by the way. But I don't care. Right? I'm having fun. So
he's having fun, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm in a very, very silly mood today. You're lucky. So. Okay, I don't get this, right? Of course I'm not in unit. Of course I'm not.
No.
However, I can't see them actually taking blood samples of people, of their staff. I generally can't. Right? Maybe in unit, maybe I can see. But I can't see an organisation like this having blood types. And I just can't. This seems a bit too far-fetched for me. A bit too much. Why on earth would they have their own blood type on their system? Surely that should be up to the hospital.
Well, everyone has their own blood type, mate.
Yeah, everyone has their own blood type.
Yeah.
But I don't go around to W.H. Smith, for example, and say, hello, I'm A positive. Right? Generally, by the way, I am A positive. So I'd be fucked in this episode.
Yeah, goodbye, Sam.
However, back to the point. I don't know why on earth this company decided to take blood samples and store them on their site. I don't know why. Okay, right. Apart from that, now let's get on to the extra thing. Love this whole scene, by the way, because it really does make the whole world fucked. Hold on, mate. Hold on. This line here. The whole royal family are on the roof. The whole royal family are on the roof. I love it.
He just likes sad people. I'm sorry.
No.
He just
to be fair, it's just a great bit of acting, this is. However, back to the point I was making. Like, why on earth would they? Why on earth would they do it? Is it, like, for a bit of insurance? But in that case, it wouldn't matter.
What? Like...
The blood type.
The blood... Well, it's just because of,
it's a
like...
bit too convenient for me. It's a bit too convenient. Maybe if some of them had already jumped... Like, this is what I like to do in these podcasts, especially in Series 2. I like to take them to a script doctor, essentially. I am a script doctor, right? I try to make episodes better. Right? So what I would do with this episode is have a couple of them jump. Just a couple. Right?
Yeah, to show that these aliens are not messing around. Yeah. I personally think that would be good. But...
I know it's a family show, right? But I like to think, okay, show them jumping off, but don't like show any of the impact. Make it implied.
Yeah.
Right? Or at least say that they've jumped off, right?
Yeah.
To make it seem very, very dark. Now, what I would do from that situation, experiment on those people that had jumped. Then take their blood
Yeah.
And then they notice that all of them are A positive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sorted. Right? That would be sorted. That would remove the issue I've got. Right? And it would make it seem a hell of a lot darker. Right? And that's true. That would be done from that point. Now then, back to the other point I've got. The Doctor. Right? I've already touched on this.
He likes to talk about, for someone who doesn't kind of like David Tennant, he likes to talk about this Doctor, everybody.
I do like David Tennant. I will say, I do like David Tennant.
Yeah, I should explain that. Sorry, people.
He's just not my favourite.
No.
And in all honesty, he wouldn't make it into my top 3. And he's just not in my top 3 at all. He's more of like my top 6. But, with this Doctor, okay, he's asleep. He just regenerated from the passing of the rays. He needs to recover. Okay, that's fine. It puts the 2005 audience at a bit of unease as well, because we don't quite know
what this Doctor's like.
Well, what's happened here. Right? Okay, that's fine. Right?
But I will say... Go on.
Sorry, Joel. However, it does put older audiences at a huge disadvantage here, because they already know that the Doctor's going to be fine. A 2005 audience doesn't. And that's what this episode's catered for, a 2005 audience, but not for a 1963 audience. Right? And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Now,
but I will say...
I do like how Rose is trying to take control, but she just can't... She's just not the Doctor. Like, she can't do all of this.
No, but I will say, back to the whole Doctor thing, like him being literally bedded throughout most of this episode. I would say I like the idea that there's consequences to him regenerating, especially of how the way he regenerated. Like, not like he gets shot and he gets regenerated or anything like that. No, he absorbs the time time stuff from the TARDIS. And that's obviously very dangerous. And, yeah, that would cause the Doctor to take time for his regeneration. I think it showed... people say, oh, no, it's time here, it's proper. Anyway, it's time for us to see what these people really like.
They look horrible. Go back to makeup, please. Nah, to be fair, the makeup on there is incredible.
The makeup is good. People.
Makeup's brilliant. And the prosthetics as well. Fantastic.
Yes, definitely.
And of course, Jackie being the proper mother, getting all the stuff that she probably bought from Tesco, and there we go. Oh dear.
But
okay, right. Sorry, Joel. Sorry. I do have a couple problems with this episode again coming up, right? And I am sorry I do keep interrupting you. But...
I'm not mad, people. I'm not mad. Don't worry.
Not mad at all. Not mad.
If you, hey, people, if you think he keeps cutting me off, make sure you comment on below saying, tell Shan to shut up, alright?
They won't know until
anyway, this is his podcast. Go ahead, buddy.
So, they are serious about making people jump here, right?
Yeah.
They're serious about making people jump.
Yep.
They know full well that they can't. They know full well that they can't. So, of course, there's a bit of, like, puppetry as well going on.
Yeah. Like, it's like blood magic puppetry.
Like, but because of this whole revelation that, yeah, they would never be able to jump, it just seems like a bit of a cop-out.
Oh, can I just say, I like this moment right here, because this becomes a recurring thing with this character.
Prime Minister. Yes, we know who you are. I want that to return. I do want Harriet Jones to return in Series 14.
We won't give away spoilers what happens to her character, but I will say though, I wouldn't mind if her character came back.
Like, I would love for her character to come back. I really would. You know, Harriet Jones, Prime Minister. I know that she died because of the Daleks. However, this is also a show about time travel.
Well, spoilers, people.
It doesn't matter. Right?
He doesn't care.
It doesn't matter. It's an episode in 2009. If you haven't watched it by now, what are you doing? Right? However, you know, at the end of the day, I do think that Harriet Jones can definitely come back. I would love for her to come back. I really would.
But how about your thoughts on the Tardis design?
I'll tell you what, genuinely, that's the first time anyone's ever asked me that.
Well, go on then. Give you your thoughts about the Tardis design.
Iconic. Right? Absolutely iconic.
It's simple.
It's simple, but do you know what? Effective.
Yeah.
This sort of reminds me of what is it? I think it's the 8th Doctor's TARDIS. Yeah.
Yes.
The 8th Doctor's TARDIS.
Yes.
Like, sort of reminds me of it, but brand new as well. Like, I like it. It's a definite improvement.
It really feels like it's like a kind of a merge of...
It feels alive.
It feels alive, yeah.
It feels alive in there. That's what I like about it.
Whilst we see other designs, I'm not going to lie, there's one design I kind of quite like, and that's Peter Capaldi's one. But...
Sorry, I had to do that. I do it all the time.
He's literally just...
sorry if you hear any banging, by the way. There is stuff happening in other rooms. We can't quite help that.
Yeah, sorry, people.
However, I don't think you'll ever hear it. It's mainly just vibrations. You may hear it, I don't know.
You'll certainly hear Sam, don't worry about it.
So yeah, like, everything in this episode has been decent. It's just a couple of things I would change. Just only a couple. But, as it is... It's actually a decent episode.
I personally think it's a good introduction to this to the Doctor. I wouldn't say it's a perfect.
Thing is, it's not though. It's not a good introduction at all.
No, and let me finish. Sorry, buddy. I will say I like. I personally would want this Doctor to be around more. I mean, obviously we see this Doctor basically explode. In a good way, but
explode in a good way.
Well,
bang!
He takes things literally, people. I'm sorry.
I know.
But I will say I'd rather want this Doctor to be like evolved more into the story. But I still would rather keep the idea of the Doctor kind of being incapacitated, like him talking to Rose, like him talking to her to be like, you need to do these things, you need to have the strength to do these things.
Yeah, I'd have something in her mind telling her what to do. I would actually have Eccleston's voice telling her what to do in this.
Or that would be good too.
I'd have Eccleston's voice telling her what to do. The yellow girl, that seems a bit racist, sorry.
Because...
hey, episode, no. Bad episode. Do not call people yellow girl.
No, bad host right here, bad host.
No, it's not bad host, it's in the episode.
Bad host right here, I'm sorry.
No. So, pretty much, with this introduction for the 10th Doctor coming up, it's a fantastic way to introduce him, makes him seem way more heroic. However, it does also mean it makes 40 minutes of just nothing for the Doctor at all. And to be fair, I love this, she finally got it right. She finally got it right. Now, the problem is, Rose knows she's not the Doctor, but I would have Eccleston tell her what to do. I would have the 9th Doctor's voice in her head telling her what to do.
I will actually would agree with Sam right here. Because in a way, it'll be a good, true passing of the torch to the next Doctor.
And when the 10th Doctor's voice comes in, that's when he wakes up. That'd be brilliant. When the 10th Doctor wakes up, Rose then all of a sudden hears his voice. And it's only subtle, but then once you notice it, you won't ever unhear it.
Yeah.
And then it's a real passing of the torch. It does imply that this is the exact same person as well. It's not a completely different person. Right? Now, I do like this. The ever so subtle things that change in this. I love it. I love it. Then your world will be... Like, so now we know that the TARDIS is back working. So of course the Doctor must be back working, right? Which is great. And here comes your Lord and Saviour, Joe. Your Lord and Saviour. What's in that blue box, Joe? Who's in it? Who's in it, Joe? It's your best Doctor ever. Oh, Daddy Tennant! Let's be honest, you all want him to come out of a kick like that, don't you?
Long time coming.
One sexy motherfucker. Ah!
Oh, he just broke that, people. He just broke it.
Oh, I love it. I really do. Now, the best part is, with this Doctor now, is that now we actually sort of know roughly who he is, whilst he's still trying to find out who he is.
Now, everybody, this is important. This is important, everybody.
How does he look?
No, this is more important.
Anyway,
No.
Ginger.
Is it he?
Ginger.
No, he's not.
No!
He's not. Everyone, do you want the Doctor in the future to be Ginger?
Yes.
I mean,
I would love the Doctor to
the
be
dude.
Ginger.
I mean, the dude who plays Ron Weasley in Harry Potter. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to shooting Atwa. Like,
Oh.
I'm bold.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm bold. I'm never going to be Ginger now. Now, to be fair, with RTD's writing, and because he's obviously coming back as the head writer,
Sorry?
I'm looking forward to this. RTD, he's coming back as the head writer.
Oh, Russell T Davies. Yeah.
Yeah, RTD.
Oh yeah, because he definitely brought Doctor Who back to the modern era.
He made it somewhat funny as well. He brought some things over from other episodes which, are bad, but also some that are good. I don't think he is the best writer for Doctor Who. I honestly do think Chibnall was better.
I would agree he did make a few duds along the way, yeah. But I will say, Russell probably might still be my favourite because I've been waiting for Russell to do more, be back in Doctor Who because I've missed him, mate.
Here's the thing, right? Yeah, you may have missed him, but I do think that because he's practically writing the 10th Doctor again, it offers no progression at all. And it really does offer no progression. If Murray Gold comes back as well, it means that the last, 13 years of the show would have been for nothing. Right? The last 13 years of the show would have just been for nothing. And that's just true. Right? Now, the 10th Doctor coming back, I know he's basically the 14th Doctor, but judging from the trailer alone, he looks like he's playing the exact same Doctor. Now, the problem is with this, I wouldn't want that to happen, and I don't want that to happen at all.
What, would you rather have David Tennant be a slightly different altered Doctor rather than the Doctor who's playing right here?
I wouldn't actually want David Tennant back at all. I would actually have Paul McGann.
Yeah, I would agree. But in terms of obviously David Tennant's going back as the 14th Doctor.
The problem is David Tennant sells, and the BBC know this.
Yeah,
Council Options know this.
Because
everyone knows it.
Because obviously even though I didn't mind Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, it was a bit of a drastic change for people, and people obviously kind of didn't like the idea of a female Doctor, and
then they reacted very badly to it.
And I will say, Jodie, she should have been given more to do. Like I felt like she had something in her, and there was moments in episodes that she was in, and I really feel like it's almost there, and it's not quite there yet.
That's where I disagree with you. I do think that Jodie's Doctor is actually better than David Tennant.
Oh, I don't think so, mate.
However,
I'm sorry.
the episodes around Jodie were worse off than David Tennant's. Hello there, everyone. Sorry about this interruption, but there was a lot of banging outside of our studio. It's still coming together, but I can't really do much about it. I couldn't wait any longer for this series to come up. It won't happen again throughout the series. In fact, whilst I'm editing this, everything's been done. However, back to the episode. It's just the whole thing with every part of the episode is just, it's a good episode, and it is. Right? And it is a decent episode. It's just a couple of problems with the episode itself that I think could have been better. It's a great Christmas episode. Fantastic. It is still one of the best ones. But it's not great.
I would say it's not my favourite Christmas episode, actually. I think this is probably in my top 3.
Yeah, definitely in my top 3. I do think A Christmas Carol is better than this. I think The Time of the Doctor is better than this. Maybe The End of Time Part 1 as well is better than this.
I would have to re-watch them sometime to get my thoughts back into them, honestly. But I will say, though, I didn't expect this to happen.
Don't get me wrong, great sword fight here. Fantastic sword fight.
It's not the best in choreographic, but I will say it's good enough. You know, like it's not like Duel of the Fates or anything, but it's good enough. But I will say though, he does pull a Star Wars on him.
No, the handy spare hand.
And I will say, people.
Why isn't there blood?
And I will say, people. I think.
Where's the blood?
Yeah, but also, people, he can pull a Piccolo. He can pull a Dragon Ball Z Piccolo right here.
What's that? I don't know.
Well, it's
watch
this,
it find out, I
buddy.
suppose. He grew a new hand. Hang on a minute. If he chops off his leg, he would grow a new leg. If he chops off his foot, he grows a new toe. Well, a new foot, sorry. If he chops off his head...
And guess what,
he would
Sam?
die.
Guess what?
What? It's a fat
hand!
Don't get me wrong, it's good, but I would have other things as well. I would have other things to do with this episode. And I do think that, it could be way better than this. Way better than
this. I miss the Doctor odds his sword fighting, mate.
No.
Like, I don't know, sorry.
Now, don't get me wrong, with the Doctor doing sword fights and that, it's okay, but this isn't really the Doctor to me. And it isn't. This is not
I
the Doctor.
think it is, because this is a Doctor that just been through the Time War. And guess what, people? He doesn't give a what's it about second chances right here. Because look, he gave this guy an actual chance to surrender. And guess what? He uses Satsuma right here. And any moment now...
It's just... Ah, you're going to die! No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm that sort of a man. Okay, so...
And
that's... no second chances, he's that sort of a man, and yet every single villain that we've already recorded for the podcast, he's given second chances. Have you noticed?
Yeah, but he's... Yeah, okay.
You can't back out of that, that's just true. Right? Every single villain in Series 2, especially, he's given second chances to. Every single one. Yeah, it may just be defended, and I can't wait for that to bite him in the arse. Especially for later on in the series.
But I will say, though, even...
Now, I will say it is a bad ending to this episode, I do think. A really bad ending.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's a really bad ending.
No, it is. It is a bad ending.
No, I would disagree with you, mate. Sorry.
No, this is a bad ending. So,
It's all opinions, mate. You have to argue with any one of us, all right?
Nah, I do think this is a bad ending.
Okay, give us why.
Harriet Jones.
Make it
killing off the
short though.
cigarettes.
Make it short though, because I want to give my own opinion.
You'll have plenty of time.
No, I won't.
Yeah, honestly, you will.
No, I won't.
You'll have plenty of time.
No, I won't.
You will.
What's the run time of this episode and see what he says?
We're recording after this episode as well. Harriet Jones here, killing off the Sycorax. Yeah, it makes sense, but also why? Why would you kill them?
Why?
I mean, that's not what the Doctor taught you to do. Maybe you can make a point of blowing up the Slovene as well.
But the Doctor wasn't here.
He was here, look, he's there!
But he took too long, Sam. He wasn't...
No, I'm not talking about this Doctor, I'm talking about Christopher Eccleston in Series 1. So, yeah you can make a point.
It's the Doctor, mate.
You can make a point that, bad influences put on, he blew up the Slovene with missiles. Right? Okay. And Harriet Jones only done what she thought was right. Blowing up the Slovene.
I'm sure Jackie likes that hug.
Oh, definitely. Right? Harriet Jones blew up the Slovene with this massive fuck-off laser from Torchwood, right? Lovely.
That's the new word, people.
Massive fuck-off laser.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that with this episode, as it is, it doesn't really make all that much sense. And she even knows she made a bad decision here. She even knows she made a bad decision. Right? And you think, right, Harriet Jones does make a valid point, but also the Doctor would have taught her way better.
Well, she's not learning what the Doctor taught her, really, mate.
But no, this isn't what the Doctor taught her at all. The Doctor's about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Right? And letting people go and occasionally, killing them off, but then not, committing fucking genocide on anyone. That's not what the Doctor stands for at all.
No.
And Harriet Jones obviously thought that for the Doctor. Exactly, it's murder.
Exactly.
It's not defence, it's murder. This was. It was absolute murder. They were running away. Right? Now, of course they would tell others about the Earth, but at the same time, would they really? No. Because they know who's protecting it now. They know. They know who's protecting it. They say, don't fuck with this planet. And they would. Yeah. I completely agree with the Doctor here. This was absolute murder.
Yeah.
And it is. What do you think of it?
I actually agree with what Doctors do, but hang on.
No, carry on.
But I like this monologue.
Oh, right.
When this doctor gets mad, I'm like, shut up, shut up their monologue.
When this Doctor gets mad, you know it.
If you want the rage of the Doctor, this is the rage of the Doctor right here.
Yeah. I do think this episode could be way better though, in all honesty. I really, really do.
I mean, honestly, me too.
I just don't think that... I just don't think this episode is a 10, and I really do not think so.
No.
In all fairness...
I would say...
It's an okay episode. It's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter what Harriet Jones does. She's already fucked up her whole character, and it makes me not want to care for her anymore. And to be fair, we don't see her until the end of Series 4.
Oh yeah, we don't see it that long, do we?
No, this is the last episode apart from Series 4.
I mean, I would rather like to see a progression of this post-sixth word of Harriet Jones. But yeah, it's time for him to get some new dreads.
Ah, new threads, come on.
Alright, I'm sorry.
New threads.
I'm sorry, people, I'm sorry.
I would love if you pulled out all the classic costumes instead of new ones.
Did you see people that he was holding a Victorian era looking outfit? And I didn't know this. that's obviously foreshadowing for something much later, which, funny enough, I'm going to be a part of.
Are you?
Yeah, the Girl in the Fireplace episode.
Like, it's not really foreshadowing, it's just a costume at that point.
It's I would say it is.
Funny enough, this episode was not written with, like, this part obviously was written, but everything else for this episode was not written for this Doctor. This Doctor was just Eccleston point.
Yeah, don't worry, Tennant. You're not age well. Don't worry.
You're aged quite well. Don't worry.
You're fine.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I miss the wardrobe. I wish they bring the wardrobe of the Doctor back.
I like the Doctor when he finds clothes randomly.
Yeah,
Like,
that was good too with Jodie.
With Capaldi, the only thing that he was missing was a change of clothes sequence.
Yeah, because with Jodie, she basically
she got it out
found
of
a
the
lot of
charity shop.
scraps and stuff, didn't she? Like
No, she got it out of charity shops.
yeah,
Right.
I like that. That was good.
And then you got Matt Smith, who got it all out of
by the way,
hospital changing
oh,
rooms.
by the way, people, I actually got the Doctor's glasses. I'm wearing them right now.
You are.
And so
You
is
are.
Sam, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're smart specs.
And guess what? He's not. And guess what? He's like he said. He's not even his favourite Doctor, and he's wearing them.
Wait, they are just glasses. These are actually 3D glasses that I customed into my proper prescription.
Yeah, but we're watching it in 3D, people. Yeah. Did you not know that? We're watching it in 3D.
Nah, we're not. By the way, this begins the tradition of Doctor Who not having real snow for a Christmas special. This begins it. Because it is ash. This is ash from the ship. Oh dear.
Yeah, we won't just tell them it's ash, alright? Just make it like it's nice and snow.
Thing is, they've already done the worldwide reveal of aliens with the Slovene. People ignored it. And then they've done it again with the Sycorax. People ignored it.
Oh, can I just butt in right here? Sorry, mate.
What?
I will say, Mickey, you have to grow up, man. You know she's not into you right now. But don't worry, he grows up. Sam just made a dirty joke here. Sorry. But don't worry, Mickey will grow into a better character. Even though it does take a while.
I prefer Mickey in this series than Rose. And Jackie. I do prefer Jackie and Mickey over Rose.
Wow, really?
I would have wished that Jackie was actually the full-time companion instead of Rose.
Jackie
would have been brilliant.
I personally wouldn't mind a companion
Boo! Boo! Get your own catchphrase.
It's remembering Eccleston, shut up.
Boo!
Oh, boo yourself.
Boo! No one likes this episode. Boo! Nah, everyone likes this episode. Yeah, it's okay, this episode.
Space?
This is fun.
We're going to space,
We're going to
Doctor.
go to space. We're going to go to space.
Yeah, we're going to space, Doctor.
We're going to go over to Earth.
We're going to the moon. Now, everybody.
And I've never been happier to hear this end thing. And now the Series 2 trailer. Right, so the Series 2 trailers. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It looks decent, Series 2.
Hey!
Sarah J, of course. We got Sarah
J.
J. Massive
Too bad I'm
thing
not watching it.
K9 in the same
Yay.
episode, of course. We got Clockwork Droids.
Oh my furry cats! I miss my furry cats.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't see, I believe. Oh no, we do. We do
Yeah.
see the
Cybermen.
Cybermen back.
Heck yeah.
So, what was your overall thought on this episode?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
well.
you're the only other person in this room, so I
Well,
must be talking to you.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Now, what was your favourite? What's your overall thought of this episode?
Well, I will say, looking back at it now, I obviously liked it quite more when I was a little, but now I'm like, it's a fun episode. You know, like we get to have a Christmas episode. Like, it was definitely like the first episode in a long while. I mean, obviously, I told you about my classic era thing, but I will say I would rather to have David Tennant shown up a bit more, but I would rather keep the same how it portrayed in this episode, where David Tennant was, I don't know, like, still weak from his regeneration and then giving guidance to Rose, or like you said, Sam, about with Eccleston having a voice in their ear. At least that way we get more Eccleston, and also like a true passing of the torch.
Like, what I think with this episode,
Yeah,
sort of what you just said, actually. Like, I would have loved if the whole blood type situation would have been sorted out the way I think it should be, by only some of them jumping off and then they're being sent to hospital. Sorry, I've still got a bit of a cold.
Yeah, he's infecting me, people. I'm
sorry
sorry,
guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sick. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like, I think with this episode, how it is. Sorry, let me go back to what I was saying. So with all the blood type the way it is,
you would rather have some people sacrifice?
I would much rather have some people just jump off, not sacrifice themselves.
Jump off, sorry. Yeah.
But jump off and then have their bodies examined, see what was actually wrong with them, and then they discover it was A positive. That would have been a better course, rather than just having just some people in an office A positive. Because then you wouldn't get all that. And you wouldn't get it, because that seems way too convenient for me. I know it's only an hour-long episode.
Yeah, and you obviously have to
what
run
is
these quite
5 minutes added on? 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5, not even that. Just a quick trip to the hospital, and then you get it.
And as we see in later Doctor Who, they do have later Doctor Who specials. They do add on a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
So
like,
clearly they kind of learned
2
from
minutes
this.
in this episode? What are 2 minutes? 2 minutes in this episode, you could have skipped one of the scenes where, like, you know, Rose and Mickey are just going about London shopping in the earlier episode, and then
like movienise it a bit.
Yeah, movienise it a bit, or just simply add 2 minutes on. Because it's not like this episode is exactly an hour long.
No.
Right? For instance, it's 57 minutes. You could have added 2 minutes on, no one would have bat an eyelid, and there we go.
I personally would rather have it be like 45 minutes. Like, have it like a build, have it like...
No, this episode needs to be 60 minutes, to be fair. It's a lot to take in.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like with the first act, it could introduce the same, like how it was introduced the same way, everyone, but have it in a way where the Doctor is just resting, and then have like the second act where the Doctor is speaking to Rose through Eccleston's voice, and then the Doctor gets introduced, and then obviously Tennant basically explodes and does his Star Wars thing later on, but I would say pretty much that. But as an episode as a whole, obviously the aliens, great.
Yeah, I do want to see
Sithrax. Sorry, there's a lot of Doctor Who aliens, obviously.
I do want to see the cigarettes come back.
Yeah, like heck, I even said during the reaction, everyone, I would like to see the Sithrax team up with those alien witches that we'll see next season after this. Like, they literally reference witchcraft.
Well, they are Lovecraft. They're not witchcraft, just Lovecraftian.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I know that they say witchcraft, but you know, it would be okay.
Yeah, but you know, they're like similar. Like spoilers for the Witches episode. They use like a voodoo element.
Yeah.
Like, they do that, and obviously the Sithrax do like blood, but only types of blood, so don't worry about it.
So
Sam just likes to laugh at my jokes. I'm sorry, but you just hurt me now.
Sorry,
but
unfair work practices.
But no, and also on my thoughts on Harriet Jones. I wouldn't mind seeing her more. Like, I wouldn't mind if there was like an episode where we have like a, have the, like, maybe like team up with like Captain Jack and Torchwood. Like, they would be an interesting kind of like.
It would be.
You know, pairing. That'd be kind of interesting. But
Okay.
Go on.
Right.
Give your thoughts now. Shut up.
Out of 10, 10 being the best, what would you rate this episode? Out of 10. We have got to wrap it up because it is going on for quite a while now.
All right. Okay. Right. I would say it's about a generous 7 out of 10.
A 7?
Yeah. Like,
I would say about a 7, to be fair.
yeah.
I would say
Wow.
about a
We
7.
actually agree on something, everybody.
Yeah. I may not like everything about this episode. I definitely would have changed stuff, but I can definitely see how there's some good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching. I've been Sam. You've been Joel.
Have I been Joel?
You have been Joel.
Well, goodness sake. All right.
You've definitely been Joel.
Thank you for having me, mate. And I hopefully get to hear more of my voice next time.
And obviously you are coming back for some more episodes in series 2, which for the sake of
yes.
for the sake of convenience, we'll just record straight after this. But anyway, I shall see you all soon. Goodbye.
Hello, see.
I may not like everything about this episode. I definitely would have changed stuff, but I can definitely see how there's some good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching. I've been Sam. You've been Joel.
Have I been Joel?
You have been Joel.
Well, goodness sake. All right.
You've definitely been Joel.
Thank you for having me, mate. And I hopefully get to hear more of my voice next time.
And obviously you are coming back for some more episodes in series 2, which for the sake of
yes.
for the sake of convenience, we'll just record straight after this. But anyway, I shall see you all soon. Goodbye.
Hello, see.